Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations, and it's my pleasure to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. In the world of hospitality, making a guest feel truly seen and understood, well, it's everything, isn't it? But how do you actually achieve that when a single guest's journey is scattered across a dozen different apps, emails, and conversations? Today, we're going to break down the strategic framework for mastering modern guest communication. Let's get right into it. This program is really designed for you, ambitious hospitality professionals who are looking for practical knowledge that aligns with real-world hotel operations. We're going to explore how top hotels are using a smart blend of strategy and technology to create those seamless experiences that build genuine loyalty and trust, turning one-time visitors into, well, lifelong advocates for your brand. So, here's our roadmap. We'll start by unpacking the new guest reality. Then we'll dive into why consistency is an absolute mandate. After that, we'll look at mastering the different channels, the powerful role of data and AI, and finally, how it all comes together to build that crucial foundation of trust. All right, first up, let's really get a handle on the world our guests are living in. You see, the journey to your front desk isn't a straight line anymore. It's more like a complex web of interactions, and to do our jobs well, we need to be able to see that entire map. It used to be so much simpler, didn't it? A guest would call, or maybe they just walk in. But today, they move so fluidly across a whole ecosystem of touch points. And here is the absolute key. From their perspective, it is all one single ongoing conversation with your hotel. What's so important about this is that it really shows the fragmentation on our side. A guest might book on the website, then email a question, call before they arrive, and then message the concierge. They see it as one continuous story. The big question is, do we? Because if we don't, that seamless experience starts to crack. And that leads us to the number one expectation of today's guest: continuity. They don't just hope we remember what they told reservations last week. They fully expect it. Every single time we make them repeat themselves, we're not just being inefficient, we are chipping away at that premium 5-star service promise. So if fragmentation is the challenge, what's the solution? Well, it all starts with one incredibly powerful principle: consistency. This is our mandate. It's how we create an experience that feels cohesive, professional, and completely put together. But let's be really clear about what we mean by consistency. It is not about using the exact same script on the phone as you do in an email. No way. It's about making sure the underlying logic, that core understanding of the guest's needs, is stable and coherent across every single touch point. The why behind our recommendations has to be perfectly aligned, always. And this quote really nails a fundamental shift in hospitality strategy, something emphasized in advanced professional education. It's about seeing all of our guest communication as one connected system, not just a series of separate, isolated tasks. Frankly, this mindset is what separates the good hotels from the truly great ones. Okay, so we've established the why, this need for consistency. Now let's get practical and talk about the how. We need the right strategic toolkit to apply this principle across every single one of those communication channels. Think of it like this: every channel has its own superpower. Digital channels, email, messaging, they're your workhorses for efficiency and delivering clear, concise information. But absolutely nothing beats a face-to-face interaction for bringing in that crucial nuance and empathy. The real art is orchestrating them together, like sending a follow-up email with details you just discussed in person. That reinforces the idea and proves you were really listening. This brings us to a really critical skill for any hospitality leader: context awareness. You have to recognize the circumstances. I mean, you wouldn't text a guest a 3-paragraph review of the tasting menu, right? That's a conversation for the concierge desk. It's all about matching the message to the moment, making sure the how of your delivery is just as smart as the what. Now, you might be wondering, how do we power all of this context-aware, consistent communication at scale? Well, this is where we see the incredible synergy of technology and that irreplaceable human touch. So let's walk through a perfect example. Picture this: a smart system using guest data flags a spa package it knows this particular guest might love. That's efficiency. Then the concierge uses their human judgment. Is now the right time? Does this feel right? And finally, they deliver it with a personal touch, weaving it into a natural, friendly conversation. That right there is the magic combination. But of course, using guest data is a bit of a tightrope walk. The crucial point here is that this isn't about being intrusive.
It's about being attentive. When we remember a guest's preferences or acknowledge something from a previous conversation, it shows we're listening. It makes them feel respected, and it builds their confidence in our guidance.
And that brings us to the final, and I'd argue most important piece of our framework. All of these elements we've talked about, continuity, consistency, context, and technology, they are all in service of one ultimate goal: building deep, lasting guest trust. And this right here, this is the real payoff. When you get this right, offering a guest an additional service, whether it's a room upgrade or a restaurant reservation, it doesn't feel like a sales pitch at all. It feels like helpful guidance coming from a trusted advisor. It's just a natural extension of the strong relationship you've already built.
Think about it this way. Every single touch point, from that first click on your website to the final farewell at checkout, is an opportunity. Each consistent, context-aware interaction reinforces the impression that you are on their side, that you're genuinely committed to making their stay better. That is how trust is built, one interaction at a time.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Don't just consider the individual interactions, but think about the entire symphony. How will you, as a hospitality leader, orchestrate a truly seamless, consistent, and trust-building experience for your very next guest?